record. Okay, so I'm accepting 3 inputs. Now I need to compare. So I have if and else if, right? So what I need to do is I need to compare number 1 with other numbers. Now, if number 1 is less than or equal to number 2, and number 1 is less than or equal to number 3. So this condition.
Which one is this?
Question number 2.
This is number 2.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this condition will compare number 1 with 2 other numbers. You cannot say like number 2, number 3, something like that. Okay, you have to follow the rules for the programming. So one condition, this one will evaluate it true, and this one is true, then number 1 is the smallest. Yeah.
When I tried putting and there, like this numbers, yeah, but it didn't work. But then I mentioned A and D, and then it worked. So I was not sure whether we have to, because when I saw you mentioned this.
Yeah. Let's see, right? So this one I have it. I'm gonna copy other conditions very quickly. Okay. Number 2, there's a number 1, and number 2 is less than number 3. Puts number 2. Okay. Number 2. Okay, let's see where I made a mistake here. Number 2. So is it what you are getting?
Yeah.
So is it how you guys have it?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't think and will work. Let's see. Oh,
Let's
here.
see.
Let's see.
Number 2, number 1, number 2, number 1, number
They
3.
added in the new language. They added one more keyword. Let's see. Right now I have these 3, right? So I'm just going to run it quickly. Okay, so it's waiting. So 5, 5, 3.
last one should be put number 3.
Oh, here, yeah.
So the last one should be.
Number 3. Yep. There,
Yeah.
Okay, so let me run it again. 5, 5, 4. So I have 4. Going to run it again.
2, 3, 5.
5 or 2, 3, 4. So 2.
Yeah.
So if you put one and, it will not work. Right? Because it has a different meaning. It says it you have to combine the string. That's what it's used for. And this concatenation and those forms. Okay, it has to be 2 and.
So you tried. I tried 2 and 2.
2 and.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know.
It-
But I've seen.
Okay, let me change it to n, right? I'll
works.
change it to n here. Let's see if it goes through. Maybe they have a new keyword.
Yeah, that's what for me, so.
Okay. So I'm going to put the same thing. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so this one is working as well, right? So they might add a new keyword. Okay. Now this end is more similar to the Java, C# and other programming languages. Okay, but looks like they have the end will work. But anyway, so this is supposed to be your program, right? This is the end of the program. There is not much into it. Okay, but main idea is, do you guys feel comfortable with the if statement, right? How to put that in, how to do more than one condition. That's what we are doing, and how to use and operator or operator type of thing and so forth. All right. So let's move on to number 3. Okay. So calculate tax based on the following metrics and print output income level. So print we have income level. So less than, less than or equal to 10,000, greater than 10,000 and less than. So you need to come up with a condition, right? So anybody want to share? I can stop sharing mine if anybody wants to share. You
Yeah,
guys are not,
I
you guys.
can- if I can do it if you.
Okay, let's see work with the Daisy's item, and let's see.
You want me to share it, Harshal?
Yeah, yes, I enabled it. So now go ahead and share it.
Okay. So that is question number 3. Let's share. If everybody can see it?
Yes, we can see it.
No?
Yeah.
Yes, it's good. Yeah.
Okay. So I did it this way. I did the range one.
Oh, okay.
Is that right?
Yes, it is correct. The only thing is the zoom. So I can see it when, so let me just read it and then I'll do it here.
Oh, you want me to zoom it? Okay.
No, you won't be able to zoom it. There is a setting you have to do. So I'm just going to read it for now.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
why don't you put it in the chat, your program, and I'll add it in my file here.
Just copy and paste it.
Yep, just copy paste, put it in the chat window, and I'll share it.
Okay, Harshal.
And then you can stop sharing.
Okay. This window is completely different for me, so I'm learning. Oh my God.
That's okay. That's all right. You can just put it in the chat. Should be okay. We'll work through it.
Harshal, I don't know what I did. Everything gone. Oh my God, what I did.
Just do
I-
Control Z, Control Z, Control and Z.
Control G for God.
No, Z. Zebra.
Oh, okay.
Both press at the same time. Press Control first and then Z.
Oh no, what I did.
Control G for zebra. Do it.
No, Harshal, it's not
Give
coming.
it Control for now.
Okay.
All right.
I did Control V. So what was there? Oh,
All right. I got it. Don't
I'm
worry.
so sorry. I'm not familiar with Windows, so that's why.
No, don't worry. Stop sharing now. Hopefully I have
Okay.
copy. So it should be good.
You got it, Harshal?
Yes. Yeah, just stop sharing. Yep.
Okay.
No, sharing. Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. Good?
No, you have to stop sharing your screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. That's all right. Okay, so new file q3.rb. Oh, okay. I didn't get it. One more time, Daisy. Can you share your screen? Just leave it there, and I'll just or you can.
Okay.
I'll-
No problem. I will do it again. Okay. No problem. Is
All right.
it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna request control. Okay, you don't have to do anything. Just request control.
Okay. No problem.
Okay. Yeah, I'm finding your computer difficult as well. I'm going to.
I'm only doing in this laptop only the Ruby one. Otherwise, I'm not doing any. I'm doing everything in Mac, reading and everything in Mac.
Okay, so where's the chat here? I can't see the chat here. Can you open the Zoom chat? I have it copied, so.
Okay, okay. I did.
Oh, okay. Just paste it, do Control V in the chat and share, put it.
Control V. I did, then enter. Yes.
There
I
you
did.
go. We got it. All right. Okay, now you can stop sharing.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Okay, so she has done it with the case statement, right? So she is using case.
Yeah.
So enter your income, she is getting the income. Now here you are getting integer, right? On this line, she is getting a integer value and storing into income variable. And then she is checking against income. Right? So between 0 and 10,000. Okay, so I'm not sure if this 10,000 will work. Okay, comma. Have you run the program?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna change it a little bit here.
Okay, no problem.
Right? So 0 to 10,000, which is fine. 10,000 to 30,000. Okay. And then 30 to 60, otherwise print tax is 30%. So let's see if we run it. See if we put the proper income.
Well, I can see the screen, the changing you are doing.
All right, gotcha. Okay. Share screen.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys can see it, right?
Yeah.
All right, so this is the program and I'm going to run it and it's running right now. So let's see if I enter 15,000. Based on the logic, 15,000. So a case income went between 0 and 10,000, 10 to 30,000. So it should have, oh, CS, what's wrong with it? This
So
one,
print tax.
Print.
Print should be out.
right?
Yeah, the comma.
Okay. So codes are in the different place, okay?
Oh,
All right, so you did not test your program properly, okay? So you should have received the message, tax is 10%.
but the same message is showing now, right now, whatever is.
Oh, 15,000, tax is 10%. So now it is coming up correctly.
Oh, that's why it was not showing to me. The tax is 10%. Oh, okay, got it.
1,000, tax is 20%. Okay, so it is coming here, which is good. Let's
Sorry,
test one more.
Harshal. Sorry.
70,000. Okay, so it is coming to the else condition, right? Now, again, if you wrote with the if, which is okay as well.
Yeah.
I
right?
did that one else.
Yeah, you can do it with the else if, same thing, right?
Yeah.
So you get the income, right? So instead of, let me just comment out her program here, begin.
So can I?
Yeah, if you are on the Zoom, I can let you share. You can just connect on the Zoom
Yeah.
and then just don't connect with the audio video, okay? Just join with the Zoom and I can.
I'm always doing silly mix.
Yes, but you need to test your program.
No, I tested it, but it was not showing me the tax is 20%. I said, why it's not showing? So then I did some changes and then I forgot to run it again because it was too.
Logic is correct. Logically, your program is correct.
Sorry.
And, you had the comma, right? So you gotta get rid of the comma first. And if you run it with the comma, I think program will throw an error. Let's
see. It was not showing error, but it was not showing tax is 10%. I know that. But now, yeah, the comma is taking. It's taking the comma.
Yeah, it's checking. I entered 5,000, so it should have print 10%, 0%.
Yeah.
Right, but it's showing 30% here
because of the comma. Oh.
It has a weird behavior. So let's see if I
Okay.
run it, 0 to 10,000 and 5,000.
Now I got it. Now I okay.
Okay, so it has a different behavior.
Yeah, I'm the silly mistakes. Okay.
That's fine. It's a learning process.
Yeah.
Question,
Yeah.
does it matter, like, if we have, there should be an expected, I mean, to say like the different, the gap between the values, will the, answer, will that be a
Gap
error?
between the values.
Values like the, like.
Yeah, so that's
when-
a good
so
check,
how
right?
much, gap should be in between
Yep,
that?
yep. So let's check it here because the program has a logic flaw here.
Okay,
Okay, so if I enter 10,000, which one it should print?
0%.
It will print 0%, right? It prints 0%, but her logic says between 10,000 and 30,000 here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this one should be 11,000 according to, because it's an integer, right? So this one should be 11,000 to 30,000, and this one should be 31,000 to 60,000.
Oh, got it. Yes.
You sometimes get a different behavior.
Oh.
Mhm.
It's just very similar to the less than or equal to. So
Yeah.
when we program here, I think says you have it, right? So let me
Yeah,
go and share your.
Program is there, okay, yes. For me, it didn't matter because it was like either less than or equal
So
to.
because it was the first, you are using the if statement,
Yes,
right?
yes,
So
yeah.
we're gonna review if,
Then-
but her program would have different behavior depending on what condition and so forth. So now it between 11 and 30, now it should be cut. Okay, go ahead, share your screen. Rasmita.
then you change the program, right?
Yes, yes. Okay, you are having the same issue. Let me just show you quickly how the zooming
Chat.
thing works.
Chat. Let me copy. when-
Okay, copy, put it in the chat. Yeah. Otherwise, you need to zoom in, and this actually background is dark, so I'll show you end of the day how to change the background.
Yeah, I tried that one.
Yeah.
Very good chart. one.
Yeah, chat should be there in the Zoom, right?
Zoom.
And
Okay.
it was-
Yep, you can stop sharing. So. Going to comment out Daisy's program. Begin and end. Okay,
So if you'll put the begin and end, then it will not consider, then it will take it as a comment, right?
so,
Oh.
okay, so let's take a look at the logic here. So income, she's getting it, okay, that's good. Now
Well,
income.
I can see it. Can you?
All right,
I did in different way. It's not finally I got that.
yep, give me a second.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so either one is fine, okay? I mean, everybody thinks differently, right? Programming is
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Using it.
okay.
It's still,
Yeah, one thing you want to do is get out and don't join with audio video.
Yes.
So that way it's the best thing. So get out of the video.
I'm just seeing where from, yeah.
Yep, okay. All right. Okay, so here, what she has is this statement doesn't change, right? But here the condition else if is this is using if. So this one is a first condition, right? 10,000. Then put it. Now here she is using income greater than 10,000
Mhm.
and income less than or equal to 30,000 because that's the range, which is correct, right? Your income supposed to be greater than 10,000 and less than or equal to 30,000, and tax is this. Same thing here. Second condition. First condition is greater than, second one is less than or equal.
Mhm.
If else income is greater than
Better.
60,000. So here you don't need to put right? Because you don't want to put with the else anything, because by default,
Else,
anything greater than 60,000, it
It
will
will-
come here,
30%.
right? So this condition is not needed,
Mhm.
but otherwise, your program should run fine logically.
Yeah.
Yep, it will give you the same. result.
Mhm.
Okay, so, yep. Is everybody clear? Right, it's just different logic, see as it using, if, else if. So it's good, you guys are getting there. Okay,
So any logic is fine, right?
yeah, however you want to write it.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Output should be same.
okay.
You can't get different output with different program, then you have a bug. All right,
Number 4.
okay, so question number 4,
Yeah,
he else wants to check it? You guys have it 4?
Yeah. I did.
yeah, we have it.
Okay, so who wants to, anybody? Yeah, you can just copy paste it in the chat window and I'll just put it here.
Yeah.
That's the best way, copy paste and so that we all can see.
Join again.
No.
No, just to open the chat window and just paste it there.
Yeah.
You should be there.
Okay, chat.
It will come here. Okay, so I see it here. Okay, Rasmita put it, but let me wait for hers and I'll pull her.
Very carefully, Control C.
Yep,
We saw it in the chat though.
yep. Okay. So I'm putting a Q4. All right, so you got 5 numbers. Right, how many we are saying? 5, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, five numbers, yeah.
3, 4, 5. Now, average obviously is very simple, right? So she is defining the average variable here. Average equal 1.5, put average number of 5s, average dot 2s. So this is very straightforward program. As I said, I mean, it's very easy. Not much logic. Let's see if I. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I should get average is 3.
And if you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then it will just take 5, average of 5, plus 5.
It shouldn't ask you for number 6 as well, because you are asking for 5 inputs only. So even if you enter, I don't know where you enter when you run it. So if I run it here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it will exit out of the pro loop basically.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the one way. I mean,
Is there any other way to do it, or this is the like
I mean,
normal?
you can create a loop if you want and get 5 numbers and work through that. I mean, you need. Can you share your?
You can copy paste.
Yeah, just copy. You can join the Zoom meeting. Don't join with the other thing, and it should be okay. So it's easier to share. Or if you want to share, go ahead and share your program. It's up to you. But put it in the chat window, and I'll just do it here.
Yeah, so that we all can see it.
Yeah.
That's
So I'm
the
going to copy down the program.
best way.
Are you sharing or you are putting in the chat? Susie? Okay.
Share screen.
Yeah. So let me stop sharing. Okay. Only thing is if it's a black background, then these guys will not be able to see it. That's the only thing.
SEG, you can, put
Yeah, I'm
it-
searching where is the sales page.
Okay. Yeah, it's the same issue that we have. So why don't you put it in the chat? I need to show you guys how to change the settings. It's under setting.
Actually, I tried that one at home. Okay, I know that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
just put it in the chat. Now go back to the Zoom chat.
Yeah, now I'm searching where is the.
I think if you open
It's
the,
up, you can see there. Up. You see the chat?
Can see all. On the right, find me, right, just paste it there. Yeah, that's one of the-
So these the files we are creating dot Ruby one. So
okay,
we rename it, or we can do it. Whatever name you put it is.
no, you can always rename the file.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. always-
Okay. Can you just quickly show it to me whenever you get time?
Yeah. I'll show you those. Yeah, you can right click on the file actually and say rename or refactor.
Say it again, Harshal, again.
Yeah, I'll show you here quickly.
Okay, okay,
Let's finish up this one and now we'll work through other things.
okay.
Same meter, no?
Where is the chat window?
Oh, you're not finding it? Why don't you stop sharing and you will see the chat window? Yeah,
Yeah.
Chat window will be for you by.
go to the more, and see under chat, more and chat. If you see more,
So I stopped sharing.
yep, and you will see chat window right here, something like this in the bar.
Yeah,
Yeah. And just paste it over there for everyone.
same, right, where I did, that's the correct.
Yeah, chat window is good. Yeah. It's there are a couple of ways to get through it, but. Did you get through it, Sushri?
It's been ages for me to use. During pandemic time, we used to do a lot, but
Yeah.
afterwards,
That's right.
no more Zoom. Is it there?
No, did you do Control V?
I did.
No, there was no copy paste.
Oh, no. Recording on. You can stop sharing, first of all. You are still sharing. Yep. Okay. And let me try something. Okay, so now you go to the chat.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Oh, here you are telling?
No.
That is,
Oh, go back here. Sorry. Oh, here.
yeah.
Yeah, just hit enter. You did not press enter.
Yeah, now we see it.
All right.
We got it.
Okay, so let's take a look at what Susie did here.
Yeah.
Okay, so she has put my average calculation, obviously, sum stdin.2i. Okay, so let's read the program first. So she is getting something in the variable n equals 0. Why n is less than 5. Put center number, right? So n is equal to n plus 1. So you are incrementing in the loop, which is good. Now here you are getting to I. Okay, then you are adding to the sum here. Okay, so so she has defined a total. This is more like a total. Let me just change it to total. Okay, so this is the total. She is initializing it. Now, do you need to initialize it?
The total.
You can-
Total, we don't need it because
you can leave it 0 here, right? Initially, the total will be 0.
Zero.
Now, once, so here in the loop, she is asking to enter number, n is equal n plus 1, which is fine, it's just an increment instead of I.
Uh-huh.
X is equal, this is where she value, and she is adding to the sum.
Some.
So some value will be 0 initially, first time it will add whatever value is coming up, right? Now you need to put the sum, I'm just going to comment out for now,
Mhm.
okay? So at the end of the loop, she will have 5 values, 5 numbers
Mm.
here. Now she, and at the end, she is just dividing up by 5 at that point, and or you can do it with the, and if you want to make your program more flexible, right? Because whatever it is, but you know here it's exactly 5, so we'll just leave it 5.
Mhm.
And I think this program should run without any problem.
So sum will be total then. You have
Yeah.
to change the sum to total.
Yes, here it's a total,
Yeah.
or total divided by 5.
Mhm.
And so either one is fine, whatever makes sense is perfectly fine, or she can define average, another variable called average. So which makes it a little bit more clear for the
Yes.
variable.
Yeah.
logic, right? Does it make sense to everybody? What she has?
Yes.
For me, it is little. What's the, like,
Total is 0. Why we need total equal to 0? We can start it from n equal to 0, then do it, and then we'll find the total average.
So the logic wise, right? So what she is doing in the loop is she is asking user to enter number 5 times, but still she has to store the value that basically is somewhere. So at this point, she has just yes, here total is equal to total plus
Total,
X.
yeah.
So she defines the total, which starts with 0. When the
Uh-huh.
somebody enters a number, she is adding to the total.
Oh,
So
got it, got it. Yes.
incremented, okay?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
inside the loop, basically, she is dividing total by 5, which is getting the
Average, yeah.
five
Yeah.
numbers.
I should
Yep.
have 5 numbers.
Five totals, basically numbers.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
it's just a different way. I think this is more flexible way, but if you have done it other way, which is perfectly fine
If
as
it's
well.
like more than 100 numbers or
Yeah.
something, so.
You
Yeah,
can
it
just,
is- This is a good one because if whatever number you will put, it will like, you can use this.
right. Yep. So if you want to make it more flexible, right? So here, you can just say, what is it? X is equal 10, and she can just use it X here, right? And just
Yeah.
divide by X.
X,
Basically.
yeah.
This
Yeah.
way you will get the flexible, her program is more flexible.
Mhm.
She just change the value here and it will give whatever 10 number total or 50 number total. She doesn't have to change anything.
Yeah. Later on, whatever number is, you just change the X and it will run it, then done.
It's good for maybe or greater values, like,
Yeah, so this is generally when you go to the advanced level program, you will start thinking in terms, and you will have, I mean, it's more flexible program, okay, more flexible program.
I think it took me around 30 minutes to think how I can store the value.
Yes,
So
yes, logically you have to
each
think it,
time- Yeah,
yep,
each
yep,
time I'm coming out of the loop,
right,
that value is gone.
right,
So then I thought, how can I store those 5 values?
yep, that's right, yep. Okay. All right, so it's good. So I think you guys are getting hang of the syntax, some terminologies, looping, logic, if else statement, case statement, whatever it is, right? So that's
Yeah.
idea. And keep practicing, right? So we have plenty of exercises to do. But before we dive into number 5, okay, let's talk about one more concept. And
Yes.
I like that concept for programming.
Okay.
So let's come back. And okay, so now we'll talk about one more programming concept.
Is it 4.4, right?
Yeah, this is 4.4.
Okay.
And we'll talk about methods and functions, which is common to any programming.
Mhm.
Okay.
Methods and
All right. Okay. All right, so methods and functions. Let's see what those are. Okay, so when you have some type of, so first of all, Ruby methods are very similar to functions or procedures in any other programming languages. Basically, the main use is if you have a repeatable statements, right?
Mhm.
Repeatable statements, and if you want to reuse some of the programming logic, then you can create the functions or methods and start using it in multiple programs. So you write the logic once, then you call it from different code, basically, and start using it. Okay, so that's the idea behind functions or methods. Now, let's say you have some calculation and it is being used in the program 10 different places. So what you typically do is you write the same calculation 10 times if you are using it. But in the program world, you don't do that. That's a bad code. Okay, so you have to create the function, you write the programming logic once, and then you call it from 10 different places. Basically.
It's kind of background in Cucumber.
Yeah, it's a kind of like a background in Cucumber, a similar concept, right? You
Mhm.
write at the top and it's applied to all the scenarios in the program. Okay, so but here the method, so there are certain ways of defining the methods in the Ruby programming. Okay, first of all, when you create a method, which is a reusable programming logic, first of all, you need to give some name. Okay, and that name should begin with a lowercase. And I'll show you the example so that we will know what it looks like. Method should be defined before calling them. So Ruby is an interpreted language. It starts from top to bottom, right? So it starts from the top line to bottom. So method should be defined right at the top or maybe in some other file, and you can reference that file right at the top. So it will include the code and in your program. But it needs to be defined before calling. Okay, now this is the typical syntax. Typical.
Mhm.
It starts with the def and then the method name. And then you will have a bunch of arguments. And then you have a bunch of logic, programming logic, all the way. So def should have an end at the end. Now, what I've seen here is people make mistake. If you have some other if else type of logic, it also has an end in it, right? So that needs to be there. That part needs to be there, but def always needs to have its own end. Okay, so that's a common trick here. So you can define this is the simplest form of method. It doesn't have any parameter here, right? Def method underscore name. And it has a bunch of expressions or what a programming logic, and then it has that. So this particular function does not have any arguments or parameters. Okay, that is perfectly fine. You may or may not have any argument. You can represent a method that accepts parameter like this. So you have def method name. You can have variable 1 and variable 2, and we'll see why we need parameters. Okay, why? What is the use of parameter? We'll go through one example.
What's the difference between argument and variable?
It's the same. The argument are kind of like a parameters. Then you are passing that into the methods. Yeah, they are variables too. They are variables too as well. So you can call argument. They are kind of like a type of variable. But arguments are passed to the methods, basically. So here.
But they are variables too.
Yeah, they are variables, basically. Whatever argument.
They are already defined, predefined. That's not.
No, they are part of the method. So here, var1 and var2, They both are variables as well,
Yeah.
but they are part of the method signature. So they are called arguments here. Now, if you declare a variable here in the logic, they are typically the local variables,
Yeah.
which belongs to the method. But the arguments are also variable.
Oh, okay.
And how about we work
Where we are defining the argument?
right here in the method name, within the method name. So this is how it's defined, var1, var2. This is the definition of the argument.
But these arguments are only for the methods, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay.
Let's take a look at the example. I have an example on the next slide as well. Now, so this is how, remember for now, this is how you can define the argument, so that you can pass the values dynamically when you call from the other programming logic. Right? Because our whole goal is to use this logic here, whatever we define, in 10. So you are passing those values as arguments, and then you are executing the logic and returning some value to the calling programming logic. Okay. You can also set default values for the parameters or arguments. They both are same, right? Parameters interchangeably used as an argument, same thing, which will be used if the method is called while passing required parameters and have a return value. So here, what I can do is when I define the method logic, I can say var1 has some default value of x or 0 or 1 or whatever I want, and var2 has some default value. And when I call from my programming logic, if I don't supply any value for var2, then it will use the value that is defined in the programming in the method signature. Okay, so that's that will be used if I don't send any value here. Okay, so let's take a look at the example. Maybe that might make it more clear. Okay. Now one more thing, one more concept. Every method in Ruby returns a value by default. Now in the other programming languages, that's not true, like Java or C#. Some procedures it doesn't return a value, but if you have functions, it will return a value. But here in the Ruby, every method returns a value. Okay. Now what return value will be the value of the last statement. So whatever you have a last statement wise, it will return the value automatically for that. So here I have, let's take a look at this small code block. So I have def test, and then within that, I have 3 different variables. Now there are no arguments here. Okay, these are 3 different variables declared within the logic, and then I'm returning all 3 values. Okay, and then I'm saying, so this is the block, this is the definition for the method or procedure, and then I'm calling var equals test. This is how you can use the function. So this is the definition. If I want to use this programming logic, I need to call var equals test or just call test. It will execute basically this code block, whatever is there, and it will basically then whatever you want to do. So here I'm simply printing whatever is being written from this test method. And what are we returning? I, j, and k, 3 values. So when I run this program, it will produce 100, 200, and 300 because I'm printing all 3 variables from the program. Okay. Let's take a look at this particular example.
So there will be method will be there and we'll just put it. It's like,
No, nothing will be there. You have to write it.
Just provide-
right, okay, thank you.
Here. Okay. Do you need to look at anything here?
I'll just write down.
Oh, you already have it.
Yeah,
You can, this is the part of the slides as well. Don't worry, I'll get you time to work through exercise. Okay. So let me just explain the concepts here, and then you can work through. Let's take a look at this particular code block. So let's see what method you have. So what is our method? Def test, it starts with the def, the name is test. then I have two arguments. A1 equals Ruby, A2 equals Perl. Now, do I have to have those Ruby and Perl? I may not, right? Because these are values defined for A1 and A2. Okay. Now I have two puts. Programming language is A1. So whatever value is coming in the A1, I'm just printing it out. Puts programming language is A2. So this is the value of A2. Now the method ends here. This is my definition. Now I'm calling the method test.
Yes.
Now I'm passing two arguments because I need the two arguments, A1 and A2 here. So I'm passing C and C++. Then this one is a one-time call. Then I'm calling second time without any argument passing it. Okay. Since I'm not sending any arguments here, it will use the default values, Ruby and Perl, and then use it to print it. So if you look at the code output here, C and C++. This is the first line. This is what it will produce. Now, why it produce C and C++? Because we are passing the actual value when we call our method. Our method needs two arguments, right? So
I did not understand. I understand the Ruby Perl, the result is coming, but why the C and C++ is coming over there in the result?
Because so let's take a look at the example here. So I'm just going to copy this program.
Okay.
Okay, so here, all right, so let's take a look at it, what we have. So first of all, function. So simple function, we can define something like this. Okay. So I have, so here, just take, this thing is, okay. Okay, so it automatically puts some things here, which is fine. We'll comment out this. Yeah, I need to turn this guy off. Let's see. So just to show you here in the simple, let me put it here so that it doesn't show any extra stuff. Okay, so let's assume this is my function here, right? This is my function. So I have two arguments here with A1 and A2. So I have two arguments. Now, both I'm printing it A1 and A2. Okay. Now, if I want to call this function, use anywhere in the program, then how I need to do that? I need to say test, and I need to send two arguments. Okay. Or these are.
Okay.
So here I can say C, C++, and that's it. Okay. When I do that, or when I call something like parentheses are optional, right? So you can call it something like that. So when I do that, this line, it will call this function, whatever is defined test, it will send this C value to A1 and C plus value goes to the A2, second argument. And then it will execute this logic. Okay. And then here in this logic, I'm just printing out something. Right. So let's run this program. Okay, so I will come back here and I have the exactly same thing, but in the okay, so this is the same thing. Only thing is I'm seeing some extra thing, but which is okay. All right, it's just a tool is displaying additional things and so forth. Okay, so I can run this program just like this. Run F1. What I'm expecting printout by programming language is C. Programming language is C++.
Oh, okay.
What are values I'm passing? So if I say, let's say C#, Ruby, okay, here, so I can change the argument and run my program again. So again, it will execute this line. Those arguments will go to A1. This value will go to A1. Ruby will go to A2 because it takes arguments. Okay. So now it will print C# and Ruby. So you understand the concept, right? What is it? I can
Yeah.
call this logic as many times I want by sending different values. So let's say I'm in the next line, I'm using it Java and Python. Okay, so now I should see C#, Ruby plus Java, Python. Okay, so I can call it from anywhere in my program. Now it will print me additional things. The second line will print me additional things.
So you can add like that, how many you want.
Call your programming logic from anywhere that you need.
Yeah, yeah.
To basically write it over and over again, right? I'm not writing this logic over and over again. Okay. Now here, we were looking at some default values, right? So here, let's say I have equal sign after the argument, and it says test. Okay, and this is the = sign after the argument, it says test ++, something like that. Okay, so what does it mean? When you define the method signature, something like this. So right now, let me come back. Now, can I just call the method without any arguments? Can I call this method without supplying any argument right now?
Just test.
Yeah, just
Just
test.
test.
Right? So if I run this, I see a red line here, and when I run it, it will throw me an error. It says wrong number of arguments because it is expecting 2 arguments,
Not the variable.
right? Well, arguments or variable, whatever the values, right? Arguments meaning whatever values you must pass them because it is required. These are required values.
Oh,
So you have to send something in. But sometimes you don't know, your logic basically may not have argument. So what you can do is you can put some default values, basically say test here and test ++ is equal to test ++. Okay, so now if I run this and I'm not supplying argument on this line. So what it will do is it will take the default values, apply to the argument, and then print it.
argument. Oh, okay. So it will come like test and test ++.
Yes, so now it will be test and test ++, and my program will run without any problem. So these are default values. You can say that.
So if
Okay,
you
wait.
don't have a value for the argument, you just put the test or test ++, whatever. You have to put
Well,
something.
You have to have a default value for the argument. Then only you can call it without supplying the values.
Okay.
So that's the whole idea.
When we print, how it will print 1 by 1?
Right now, puts statements are there, right?
No, after passing the values. Like.
No, it prints test ++, right? So it will take the default values and then it will come here and it will, A1 will have a default value of test, so it will print test. A2 has default value as test ++, so it will print test ++. It takes a default value.
So, yeah, after that, means when you are passing the values.
So when you are passing the value, right, then it comes here. But it will say, oh, this A1 has a value, so it will not use default value.
Correct, so 1 by 1 it will print, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
How you pass the values?
it will
print
override the default value if you are passing the value, right? Kind of like in the Java and Python, right?
Yeah,
So
it will
when
print Java and Python.
it will, because it will override the default value and then it will print Java and Python. Okay. So if I run this, it should print Java and Python. Right?
Okay.
Now, default one, you may or may not have it. Again, how you write the program, it's up to you, but it's available in Ruby. Okay, if you feel comfortable always allowing program to pass the values, then you just don't supply default values. Okay, and then your program will be fine at that point. Sometimes I find it confusing, the default values, and why do we do that? But again, it depends on the need of the programming. But it's available.
So it's always best choice to put it.
No, it's a, 95% of the time you will not have default values.
Oh,
Five,
okay.
you will have default value. Again, it goes case by case. But generally, you will not have default values. Your program will look something like this.
Mhm.
Because it defeats the purpose of certain things, right? If you are hard coding values in there, your program will be something like this. Okay.
Okay,
You're
okay.
not now with the, so it always pass some value. Your program. Otherwise, programming it's hard to maintain sometimes. Okay. So you always have some values and to pass.
Okay.
All right. So let's come back here. Okay. It goes, this is another simple example without any parameter, right?
Mhm.
So here, definition test, depth test, and so this is my method. I equals 100 and return I. So this is just a simple example. Now, when I say y is equal test, now remember, we are method always return some value, right? So here I'm storing the water output from the test method, which is what? 100, right? Return I, this method will return 100 value, and I'm storing into variable, and I might use it to do some other calculation, right? Or here I'm just printing it var, so var will produce 100. Okay, it's a simple method over there. Okay, all right. Any question on the method? What method is and what it looks like and why we use it?
Why? Okay, why? Because, okay, we understand why.
And I think we'll work through some examples. I think
Yeah,
we'll have
yeah,
some exercises, the square one and other ones, then you need to use methods, basically.
Mhm, mhm.
All right, so let's take a look at one more topic and then we'll dive into exercise again. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna look at a little bit more closely the strings. There's some manipulation items you can do with the strings. There are some which will be helpful when you're writing the automation. So string is a set of characters, right? When we say something you are defining in the quotes or single quotes, right? Those are strings generally. It's a set of characters, right? Whatever you define. String can hold and execute a sequence of one or more bytes. Again, this is internal, so I'm not gonna talk about it. But every character is a 1 byte and so forth. Can be defined using the method new or by using literal. Everything the Ruby is object oriented, so you can always define x equals string dot new, or x equals empty, or x, or just use x equals whatever value. Okay, but you can define using the dot new.
Okay.
So here I'm defining this string my str as string dot new. This is test. But you can simply put my str is equal, this is test. Okay, you can do it that way. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Let's take a look at the example here.
Yeah.
Okay, so here what we are saying is my str is equal string dot new, and saying this is test, right? And then I can say puts my str, right? So it will print this string. Now, how we are doing, how we have been doing, my str is equal, this is test. This is simple way you can do that. It works fine, just normal. There is no difference, but you can define this way as well. Okay, so that's the one way of defining the string. Whichever way you prefer, it's up to you. So if I run this, it will throw me in. Ruby is forgiving, so it will not throw me error. It just overrides the value with the same value. So this is test, right? That's what it's printing out without any issue. Now there are certain built-in functions available in the string. So there are certain string manipulation functions. Okay, there are certain
Mhm.
things. Quickly take a look at it here.
Uh-huh.
What those are. So here, there are some, so here I have defined one string called hello Ruby cucumber, right? I can apply all these different functions.
Hmm.
So a dot reverse, what it will do is, it will reverse print it reverse way. So it will start with the exclamation and print out the string. A dot uppercase, it will convert the string to the uppercase, lowercase, downcase.
Reverse means it will start from
From the-
exclamation,
yeah.
then R, E,
Yeah,
and V
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
other, yeah. So it will reverse the whole string. Uppercase, downcase, they are straightforward, everything will be lowercase and uppercase, okay?
Mhm.
Now split, so this one will split it. Basically, what was character you specify? It will split the string and create an array, basically.
Why two down case or it is same?
It's just a copy paste mistake.
Oh, mhm.
Yeah, otherwise it's the same thing.
Same.
Okay, now split. So when you are manipulating certain things, right? So I can split this string, I have two spaces. So here I can supply one space.
Mhm.
And I can get an array of 3 different strings when I use split. Okay. So then that's what it do. Now a dot chomp, so it will remove the spaces. When you say chomp, it will remove the spaces from the string and then it will print it.
All the spaces or?
All the spaces.
All the spaces, okay.
A dot chop is remove the last basically basically again it's a last basically special characters basically from the string which is not visible, but if you have /n or some characters it will remove it.
I didn't understand.
So if you have like a /n which is a character special characters, it will remove it.
Uh-huh.
You-
Oh, special character, okay.
Not normal.
Not normal special character, but like a /n or something like that in your strings. Because when you are reading a file, and it will automatically read the special, the enter, basically from the files. So you can remove that using a dot chop.
Only special character.
Yeah, only those type of special characters, not like $sign.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, and we'll take a look at certain items. Okay, puts a dot include, so it will check, do I have Ruby exist? It will return basically from there, yes, no type of thing. It puts a dot length, so it will calculate that how many characters are there, total length of the string, and it will print it. Sometime in the programming logic, you have to manipulate the strings. There are several other functions available. But these are some commonly used ones.
So
that you
that
can
means
use.
it will also include the space.
Length?
Mhm.
Yeah, it will, whatever is between the string, so it will start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it will return total length, including
the-
white spaces, yes, including white spaces.
And Harshal, there will be a question mark after the include?
Yes, that's a syntax.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
Syntax. So when we are writing the test automation, right, this one is most commonly used. If you are verifying something on the page, so you read certain text, and then you will say, does the page has this particular text? So
Mhm.
that's why you will use this function a lot, okay, include for verification for the automation. Okay, uppercase, downcase, yes, you will use it because you need to compare something on the page. You will read something from the page and say, okay, compare with the existing string or your whatever value you are sending from the Gherkin test. You want to compare that test data with the actual page. So you will say, okay, compare uppercase, convert to the uppercase first, and then use include. Okay, so there are several use cases for this type of functions, and we will take a look at it as
Let's
we
say
go.
if Ruby is not there, so it will return
It
zero,
will return false,
false.
and then you will fail your test case. Because you are expecting certain text
Right.
to be visible on the page, you are not seeing that, so you're not fail your test case. At that point.
Harshal, can you do some examples so that it will be clear?
Yeah, this one is I'll show you here. What
Okay.
are the? But
Okay.
you can, as I said, there are plenty of functions. There are so many functions in the for the string manipulation.
Okay.
All right, let's come back. Okay, so we have this, right? Let me just change it to hello Ruby Cucumber.
Okay.
Right, you can simply do that simple, similar way. What is the down case? Let's see if that function is still there. Oh. I typed it wrong.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, it should be capital S.
yeah, she should be capital S. Okay. Right, so this one automatically has a symbol. Right, this function, you can see it, it comes with a question mark. Okay,
Mhm, mhm.
if you look at it, I can,
Put one Ruby, another,
what is it?
one Ruby, another XYZ.
Yeah, yeah. One Ruby XYZ, okay, let's see here.
One Ruby to return, yeah, to return the true
Right.
value.
Okay, so let me just run it, see what we get right now.
Yeah.
So true and false.
Oh, it will
Okay,
return the.
so it's a
first
Boolean
line.
value. So it's-
Oh, okay.
this XYZ is returning true or false. But again, you can see it, right? Hello, so this one is again reverse the string. This one is
Oh, uppercase.
uppercase, everything lowercase, right? Because
Oh,
our,
yeah.
this one says true and this one says false because
Oh,
XYZ does.
okay. Okay. So
Play
it's
around with-
always, why it's saying true? The Ruby one saying true, XYZ is saying false.
No, because here our string does contain Ruby.
Oh, okay, okay. Got it, got it. Yes.
So we are checking, hey, Ruby word exists or not, or if
Oh.
I just R exists or not, or whatever, right? So you can
Oh,
just
okay.
check that way. Here it's saying include XYZ, basically.
Okay. Mhm.
Let's see, it's, my str.split. Okay, and here we said one space, right? So one space.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and on that should see three different things. Hello Ruby Cucumber.
Hello, Ruby Cucumber, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It basically splits out here and then basically.
Yes.
Mhm, mhm,
So this is how it's the string manipulation works. Because sometimes you print it out and then check something in there, and again goes back to what you are trying to do and check.
mhm.
Is the function that, split.
Yeah,
pattern.
split is a function. Yeah, this is automatically by default. The tool puts it. It just shows you. But this is what it looks like. String pattern limit, string limit, basically all these regular expression type of thing. But again, you are supplying the character. What are you looking for? So if I say split it at Ruby, so or R, let's see how U, right? So let's say put it as a
U.
U.
Yes,
Okay, so it will split as a U character.
when it will get one.
Yeah. Yep. So if I do that, so I split it somewhere here by hello RU. So he,
Correct.
right,
Before,
then
yeah,
by C,
hello.
right, up to here, and then C only
Correct.
because and then
Whenever it gets
Yep.
U, whatever is there before you is splitting.
yep.
Yeah.
All right. So everybody clear on the manipulation? You can around, I mean,
Yeah.
when you get a chance and work through that.
Yeah, the example make more sense now. Yeah. Thank you, Arshad.
All right, so now let's work through a couple of exercise
Yeah.
for the function. Okay, so I have one exercise here for the function.
Mhm.
Other one is for the home, it was for the homework, but we'll do it here. Okay, once you get done this one. So write a function that calculates pay. Okay, pay is equal hours by rate. So think about how you can write the function. So let me come back here and explain what I'm asking you. Okay, so what you need to do is create calculate pay. This is the name of the function.
Mhm.
And if I do C capital, then it will cause an issue, okay, in the Ruby. So this is the name, create a function, name should be calculate pay, needs to take two arguments, hours and rate, and apply logic, apply calculation, and return pay, and test the function with different values, different hours, hour value with the hour value and rate value. Do you guys understand what I'm asking? Create a function, its name should be calculate pay, needs to take two arguments,
Uh-huh.
hours and rate. You need to put the logic for calculating the pay. And then test the function with hour value and rate value. So this is more like the 4-line of code. Okay, 4 lines. But just think it, get familiar with the syntax, right? And I'll leave the syntax on the board here.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the syntax. This is supposed to be the syntax, something similar.
Mhm.
Okay, and I'm gonna come here.
How
In
will
the
it-
calculate pay, the P will be capital.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That one, first letter should always be lowercase. After that, you can have multiple capital word, it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay, okay.
Now you need to create a new Ruby file. Okay, what are you wanna name it? Maybe name it as calculate pay.rb. And then this is the function. This is the thing that you want to follow. Signature. Right? This is the one. You can follow this signature. This is a signature meaning the definition. But instead of the method name, you need to put the actual method name, whatever you are defining function. That's what I have it on the board. Okay, this is the one. Now replace method underscore name with the actual function name. Okay,
Calculate pay.
yeah, calculate pay. Yeah. Yep.
What is this EXPR, the expression now?
That's a programming logic. So you don't have to write EXPR. You actually put the programming logic.
Logic,
Uh,
right? Okay.
It's a case sensitive, so make sure DEF is lowercase, everything is whatever you are specifying is proper.
There should not be any gap between calculate pay.
No, you can't put the spaces in the names. Yeah. It's just like variable name, right? If you put the space, it will throw you an error. Is anybody done? Everybody struggling?
Yeah.
It will.
Yes.
If you are getting error, then,
Give some.
I understand the concept, but
yeah. Do you need me to help you guys? Or you guys can do it in another 5 or 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
let us try a little bit.
Yep. Okay, that's fine. I'm just checking.
So apply calculation means pass some values,
So what calculation you have, right? So let's go
hours
back.
and day.
This is pay equals,
Oh.
oh, I didn't put it, right? Pay equals hours multiplied by rate. Shall I show you guys?
Yeah.
Maybe we do one together, right? And the exercise you guys can carry on.
Yeah. I think I am missing something so that I'm not getting it. Maybe it will show to us and.
So I'm just gonna write it here in the notepad here, okay?
Okay.
So when we say create a function, name should be calculate pay. So obviously the syntax is def
Mhm.
calculate pay, right? And it has an end.
Yes.
So this is your syntax.
Mhm.
Now is to take two arguments, parameters, right? So how do you define the arguments? Hours
Yes.
and rate. I give you the name. It can be any, okay? It can be anything. Okay, so this is your definition signature.
Mhm.
Now what it says is return, apply the below calculation and return pay information.
Yeah.
So what you can simply do is you can say return pay equals hours multiplied by rate, right? You can do that or one line, or let's just do in 2 lines. So I'm going to declare a variable called pay, which is equal hours multiplied by rate. This is my logic, and then I'll return pay. Okay, so I will have return method. Now, if I don't put this, it will still return pay because this is the last statement. If I don't put returns explicitly, it will still return pay because this is the last statement in the code block. But it's
So you
always
don't
good.
have to. You have to
It-
write.
Yeah, you don't have to write, but it's a good practice for readability. So you just say return pay. So it will return this value.
Yeah.
Now, how do you test the function with hour value and rate value? So you have to test it outside. Now you have to call the function,
Calculate pay and.
calculate pay
pass the value.
and send the actual values.
Ah.
So 40 hours and rate is $15 or $5, $10, whatever is there, right? So I'm sending this to value. So this to value will come here. 40 will come as hours and rate will come as 15. Okay, and now what additional I need to do? Now this one will calculate it, but it doesn't do anything. So you can put the print statement in the front. So I can have print calculate pay. So it will call the logic, it will have pay value, whatever calculation, and then it will print it. Or I can do something like X is equal calculate pay and then print X if that makes it easier for you. Okay, so if I come here, let me come here and let's see calcpay.rb. Okay, so this is my function. This is how it looks. And then I'm actually supplying, when I call the function, actually supply the value and do it. Okay, so if I run this, I should get whatever is there, says 600. Because I supply 14 and 15, so it will multiply it and return me 600. 15 multiplied by 40, right? So it will come here, pay will be calculated, the value will be written, and which will be stored in the X, and then it will print X. Let's say if I want to call the logic again, right? So I can say X is equal calculate pay. This time I'm going to pass 30 and 10. Some other value. And I can say print X.
Oh, here we have to put the value over there. I didn't do that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is how you call the function.
Yeah, this
Right.
is a little different. Yeah.
This is how you can call the function,
Mhm,
get the
mhm,
value into some variable and then print that variable.
mhm, mhm.
Now it will have 603. Print or puts whatever, right?
Yeah, now it makes sense.
Okay,
Yeah, no.
all
So
right.
we don't need to write like that. Var is hours and var is rate, right?
No, these are your arguments or variable or parameters, right? So you can name it whatever you want. I can name it var1, var2, doesn't matter. But you want to name some meaningful. var1 and var2 was a generic method signature.
Okay.
Okay, but you want to put actual hours and rate or something, some meaningful names. And then you can use those variables because these are also variables, so you can use it anywhere in your
Yeah.
program in the method
Okay,
logic.
I thought we'll put bar 1, bar 2, and then we'll say when bar 1 is hours and bar 2 is rate.
No,
So
no,
I-
No. So, yeah, you can name it. These are just the names of variables or arguments.
After I did hours equal to H and rate equal to R. Is that okay? No, we have to put just hours and rate.
No, you can do H and R, which is fine. So you just use H and R here. That's all.
Yeah. So what
It's not-
I did calculate pay, and in the parentheses, I wrote hours equal to H and rate equal to R.
Yeah, so if you do that, right? So this
Yeah.
this will not work, right?
Yeah,
you-
that's the problem I did.
Yeah, because these are well, I need to do lowercase.
Okay.
But these are now string values. So it will not work for the
Oh, okay. Got it.
plus these are default values, you don't need it. As I said, just ignore the default values. You probably will not use it 95% of the time. So
Okay.
we'll
Okay.
you can name it H and R, it's fine, but it needs to be something like this.
We can do this, but don't write like hours equal to H because it's not a string.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, default values you don't want to supply here.
Okay. Now it makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if it makes sense, so I'll get you a second one. So now
Yeah.
flip to the different exercise.
Yeah, let's do it.
So let's write this one. Now this is very similar to what you have, right?
Mhm.
Write a function that calculates area of square
Yeah.
or rectangle, right? So here I gave you take two sides as a function parameters and then return calculated area and then test. Okay, so whatever you want to name it, go ahead and do that. This should be very similar to what you just did, and see if you can.
But you can do this in a normal way, right? I did in a normal way yesterday, and it was
No,
But-
you don't want to do it. This one, use a function now.
function now. Okay.
That's the whole point. Use a function. Normal way, whatever you did, you can just leave it there. Create a
Okay.
new file and, use function.
Okay. Which function? Calculate area of the square.
So think about how you can calculate the area of the square or rectangle, right? Because it needs to be doing both. It needs to
Yeah.
work for rectangle and the square. Same function.
Current,
So I'm going to put this in the chat. I think you guys are all connected, right? Okay, so I'm just putting it in the chat. So you can just copy from the chat and put it in your notepad. So I'm gonna flip to something else, okay, on my end.
And we are doing the both like square and rectangle, right?
No, in the one function should calculate the area for square or rectangle.
Uh-huh. Okay.
It's a
All right.
function.
Mm-hmm.
So what you need to do, let's talk about it. How would you
Mhm.
calculate square or rectangle area? What's the calculation?
So the square is 4 times the side
Square.
But
And,
what,
Both the sides, multiplication. of
and
both the
the side
What side?
side square.
sides.
length and weight, right?
Length and width.
Yeah.
So what parameters you will need for the function?
2 into
X and
length
Y?
plus y.
You can do x and y, but the length and weight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You take 2 parameters, you're gonna need length and weight.
Mhm.
Yes.
If it's a square, length and weight would be same.
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 If it's
Yeah.
rectangle, it would be different,
Different.
right? And then you send
Mhm.
in all the functions, test out both square and rectangle values.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So I put this in the chat. So hopefully everybody is connected, right? You can just grab it from the chat and work through it. I'm gonna stop sharing for a few minutes. As I look through something else.
Is there any inbuilt function or we will take?
No, you create your own functions.
Okay.
Yep, you create your own function, put the logic, right? For the calculation and work through it.
I didn't see the question in the chat box. Am I connected?
Yeah, I put this in the chat. Are you connected to the Zoom? Yeah, I sent to everyone.
Just take a picture of it.
Oh, yeah.
You saw it, right? You are there on the Zoom, right?
Now I'm.
Okay, so I just put that again in the chat.
Previous charts. I'm connected, right?
Yes, you are. I just put it again. Let me see.
Yeah, now, thanks.
Is anybody completed? You can technically do copy paste and change the logic.
5 more minutes.
5 more minutes, okay. I'm just checking.
So yeah, means there is no difference, right? Means logic is same. If it is rectangle, pass different values.
That's what it is. I mean, it's the same thing, right? That's the whole point of creating the functions, right? So if you are done with this, I would suggest you to work on number 6, which is very similar, small one as well. These are all calculation one, right? I mean, so should be good. This one is a little bit tricky, but that's
I did that one, the area, like,
you completed that.
only area.
Okay, yep, that's fine.
So, one more question. While I'm creating that one, so, the date one, so, can I show?
You can share it if you want here, right?
Mhm.
If you're logged in, just go and share it. So if you go to the settings, right?
Check.
Select this color scheme. IntelliJ Light. Okay, so if you go to the file settings.
Okay.
And go to the color scheme,
Setting.
yeah, color scheme under editor. Okay, under editor,
Can you, to the file, then setting,
yeah,
setting,
then go to the editor,
this
then color scheme,
color scheme.
and select from the drop down IntelliJ Light.
Yeah, line.
Yeah,
Okay.
and click on OK.
Color,
This is color scheme. Color scheme,
All white.
yeah. Okay, so that's one setting. And the second one, I'll show you one more setting.
or Dracula, yeah.
No, IntelliJ Light. Dracula is black. Make sure you select IntelliJ Light.
Classic.
Just type in I,
Yeah,
it will
yeah,
take
yeah.
you to the I.
Then enter, okay.
Well, just say apply, okay? Don't close it yet. Then go to the general,
Apply, where is the apply one?
it's from the right side, bottom, right
Yeah.
bottom. And then when you go to the general,
General, where it is?
right there, under editor general,
Under editor?
yeah,
Yeah.
first one.
Mhm.
Then you will see mouse control on the right side. And select change font size with control plus mouse William.
Okay. Mhm.
Okay, so
This one while we are doing. This one.
this is where you can make it bigger, smaller fonts, right with the mouse
Sure.
click.
Oh.
Okay, and just say, check that box and click OK. Those two settings, you can do it.
Okay.
So that when you come to here, you can just, with the wheel mouse, if you have it. Now, you guys are not using mouse.
Okay.
So,
I would suggest when you are working with the program, get a mouse.
Okay.
Okay, because
Yeah.
that will be
Mhm.
so that you can go out.
fine.
The timing, this is good.
This is,
The
Actually,
first-
I'm not finding color.
what is it?
So file, setting,
File,
then the
setting.
color edit, no, not that
Okay,
one.
just pay attention here, file, settings,
Uh-huh,
go to the color scheme,
color scheme, yes, I'm there.
IntelliJ Light, that's what you need to select from the
In-
drop down.
IntelliJ Light. Okay, I did. Then general,
No,
No, you don't worry about other things, just do this IntelliJ Light, click OK,
okay, done. Okay.
alright?
Then okay, then yes.
Yeah.
Oh, now it look more brighter.
Okay, so let's see who has completed this one. You guys
I-
completed,
I, text that in chat.
or you put it in the,
I
okay,
don't know.
alright, so I'm gonna pull the chat and just get it,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
Okay. And I'll give it name calc area. dot
Site
RB.
area.
I'm just giving this some name. Okay, so she has it, this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So def area equals length and width. So she is passing two parameters.
Mm-hmm.
Area is equal length multiplied by width. Right? This is the calculation for calculating the area and return area.
Mm-hmm.
Now here x is equal area. She is passing 4 and 5. So this is for the rectangle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rectangle.
You want to use the square one, area, and then say 4, 4, right? So-
We can see the screen.
Oh, you can't see the screen?
No, sorry. I forgot to mention that.
All right, let me close the chat.
But after
Okay.
here, we don't have to mention like it's a square and rectangle.
No, all you want to do is calculate the area, change the values, right? So this is right now she's sending different length and width.
Mhm, that means it's a, yeah, okay.
It would be same, right?
Mhm,
4 and or 5 and 5, whatever you want to send in.
mhm.
So that will treat it as a square. So that's the whole point of writing the function. You don't have to, you build a reusable logic and you can use it for whatever you need.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter what's a square or area, right?
Mhm.
So now if you run this program, it should run without any issue and print out. So 20 and 16, she's using print, so I can just use puts area of rectangle is x dot 2s. Yeah, I can say plus,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Square is x dot 2s, right? So this way, you don't worry about 20 and 16, right? So
Yeah,
whatever you,
this is a quicker one to do it. You don't have to.
yeah, I mean, everything should be fine. I mean, it's just, yeah. Right? So let's do one more.
Yeah.
Okay. So this time, I'm just thinking, so this particular program, so we can use it and tweak it a little bit further.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What is the issue? I'm still getting it under the same.
So if you compare with this one, right? Is that something how you have it? Or read the error otherwise, read the error.
It's like saying a wrong number of arguments given.
Yeah, so
to
when you
the-
call the function, you have to pass two arguments. I think you are calling maybe one or two, so you have two parameters.
Yeah.
So when you call the function area, you make sure you have two arguments. Standing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Equal to area length, oh, yeah, that's.
Area, so this is the value 4 and 5, you are setting two values. Arguments, you have to make sure both send both. That's the reason you are getting that error.
So we need two values there, right? Length
Yeah,
and-
length and width, right? yeah.
That's what I have.
I think you are missing, definitely missing the argument. One argument, somewhere. So you need to see the line number.
One.
Length, width. Check the line number. What line number are you saying?
Two? No, sorry. 1, 2.
Okay, so here I see issue.
Yeah.
You are saying parameters here. You are returning the area. First of all, you need to correct that,
Oh, okay.
right? You need to correct that because this is your
We- yeah,
variable.
that I missed, not
This is a local variable, so you can call it different name because you have this function name here.
I called it earlier parameters, so.
So I'm gonna change the function name, okay? Calc
Calculate,
area.
calculate area, yeah.
Because just to distinguish between the variable and the function.
Mhm.
Okay.
Type that one in for that, I name that area, so the date one also I choose that same one, otherwise it will show me error.
No, it doesn't show you that. See, I have this one here. You can say areas, who cares? Doesn't matter. File name has nothing to do with this thing.
But sir, I wrote calculate area. Is that okay? Right?
I can just do calculate area, make sure you
Yeah.
reference.
Yes,
area.
I did that. Yes.
And this is the area variable, which is a local variable.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did measurement, yeah. Measurement area.
Yeah. Okay, so it's running for you?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, so let's do one more thing.
Mhm.
Now we can use the same function.
The circle, circle.
No, same
Yeah,
calculate. But
Perimeter, perimeter.
yes, so here, what we're gonna do is,
Uh-huh.
okay, so use the same function,
Uh-huh.
calculate area function, add one more parameter,
Okay.
okay?
Add
Uh,
one more parameter. Okay.
Calculation type, calc type, okay?
Type.
Based on calc type,
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
return area or perimeter,
Perimeter.
okay?
Okay,
You got it right, what I'm asking?
yeah.
So we are going to add one more, which is calc type because of the perimeter, right?
No, we need to, so our function need to change. It needs to return area or perimeter value.
Oh, okay.
That area or perimeter value. Okay, so you need to add some logic there. So I said add one more parameter called calculator calc type.
Mhm.
If calc type is area,
Mhm.
then calculate area. Okay, if calc type is perimeter,
Then calculate perimeter.
calculate perimeter.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so your function needs to update the logic.
Mm.
You need to build some logic in there,
Mhm.
right? And change the logic and work through that. Got it?
Same-
Uh-huh.
Everybody, see what I'm asking?
That same.
Yeah.
Same function.
Okay.
You want to add one more parameter,
Uh-huh.
and based on the value of that parameter, which can be area or perimeter, okay?
Perimeter.
Calculate can be area or perimeter.
Mhm.
If area, then return the calculated area. If it's perimeter, then return the perimeter value. So you're gonna do two calculations in the same function based on the calc type.
And then area will be same type, right? I could not understand. Area will be same, like, will
No,
add
area,
extra.
but you're gonna update the logic
Okay,
to also return the perimeter in the same function. So you need to put some conditional logic, right? If type of logic. Right? If calculate type is area, then return the area calculation value. If the calc type value is perimeter, then return the perimeter calculation.
okay.
You are moving along.
Mhm.
Okay, that's good. At least that's moving forward.
Yeah.
Standard.
Means for the perimeter one, it should be 2 into.
Perimeter, it's you add that up, right? So 2 into L,
L
2
plus-
into
Yeah,
plus 2
P
into
equal to 2 into L plus W, right?
equals W, right?
yeah, L plus W in multiplied by 2. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, you can
Yeah, L
use
plus, yeah,
Yeah.
you have to do that. Yes.
L plus 2W, doesn't matter.
L plus W is. So we just have to add the perimeter to it, right? Area will be stay there, right?
Yeah, area remains same, but you need
Oh.
to add logic.
Okay.
Now you need to think about how you're gonna add
Yeah.
if what
Yeah, the condition, yeah.
for case statement, either one is fine. Yeah.
Mhm.
Everybody completed? Do we need to work here? Anybody completed? Struggling?
Yeah,
Um,
we got the concept, but okay, we can do it. Yeah.
now, you know that, right? Comparison operator, I think that's where you guys are, you have to follow the syntax,
It will come after the end. Not
right?
after the
Equal.
end. It will come before the end. Okay, let's try this.
What?
Equal.
Yes, it's equal, okay? So if you did equal, it's gonna throw you an error. Okay, that's why it's equal. If something equals something,
Uh, so I added calculate type over there. Oh, there are two equal signs.
yes. I know you, most of you will struggle with
Oh
that.
my God. I changed everything. Oh no. Because it's wrong, so I thought I am wrong. Okay, okay. Now I'll do it again.
You can leave the area over there, but you just need to
Yeah.
apply.
Uh-huh.
Or you can say L plus W. Or
Yeah,
let,
okay. Then we have to write down L over there on the top. Yeah.
so this is how your function will change.
Yes. And it will be perimeter. Area will change to else if area.
Well, doesn't matter. I mean, whatever variable is, right? Doesn't matter. I can leave X here just to make it more generic.
Oh, okay. I did A and P.
Yeah, A is fine, but then you have to return two different things, right?
Okay.
Or you can just say return length multiplied
Return.
with,
Okay.
instead of having the variable, you can just.
Oh yeah, this is more sense. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then here, calculate area, when you call the function, you need to send in
Calculate type.
cal type, which is area.
Uh-huh.
Do
Then
area.
Uh-huh.
There it will print. Now I can say area of rectangle is right.
Mm-hmm.
And I can put something here, perimeter. Rectangle is whatever value. And
And
here
the
I can
change it to perimeter again. Yeah.
perimeter.
Then same thing we'll do it for the square.
Yeah, if you need to, you can add more logic. I'm gonna get rid of it.
Okay.
Right, so you are passing perimeter and area. It comes here and it will check. Calc type is area, then it will execute this logic. If calc type is perimeter, then it will execute perimeter logic.
Hmm.
Okay. And if I run this, should print out proper values, 20 and 18. Right, because it's a different logic here. 9 multiplied by
Mm, mm. Mm, yeah. Yeah, 20.
And if you send in square values, it should be same, right?
Mhm.
Well, 16, it should print out if you send in 4. What should be 16? You guys are done with this one?
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
Okay, those who are done. Right, so we have two more. This one should be very straightforward, number 6 and number 7
Number 6,
and number 7.
number 7.
Now I need you guys to think through on your own. And come up with first complete the number 6 and tell me once you are done. And then move on to the number 7. Okay. Now I think you guys should be able to complete those. Number 7, you have to think through a little bit further. All right, for the logic wise. And you always create a function, okay? For these exercises.
Which one we do, 6th and 7th?
Yep. So start with 6. Once you complete, let me know. Then move on to the number 7. Make sure you create a function, right, for your logic. And then have a call the function with the different values. I mean, if it helps you write down the logic first on piece of paper before you write single line of code.
Yeah, that helps a lot, Harshal.
Where is the question, sir? I mean, in chat.
No, it's in the
Okay.
number 6 and number 7, right?
Okay.
I
okay.
can put it in the chat. And time is what is that? Years. That's what the time means. Okay. And year. It's number of years.
You said you have to use the function, right?
Yep. So how are you gonna design the function? So you are taking input from the user, right? Here, you are taking the input from the user. So you need to get that, put those things in the variable and call the function to calculate it. Okay, so your programming logic will include couple of things.
Okay.
Obviously, you need to define the function first at the top.
Define the
Right. Write down the logic for the function with the 3 different variables for calculation. Then put the logic to get the input from the user for 3 different values, pass it to the function. You have to pass those values to the function and then print out the amount at the end. So it's a combination function plus some additional programming logic for getting the input from the user.
So we are taking 3 things, right?
Yes, so user will input 3 things, right? You are taking the input and how you can get it using the gets, right?
Hmm.
But then you have to have a function that applies that calculation. Right? And then you are printing out the amount at the end. So function will return the amount. So it's a straightforward, but just a logic wise, you have to little bit think it through.
simple English formula. Y is the interest formula. Okay. Is simple interest. Well, we have to define the SI too, like the simple interest formula too, right?
Yeah, the formula is given.
So for,
Formula is already given, right?
yeah, so
You are getting the input from the user.
yes, I did that.
Yes, and then so you supply whatever you are getting in the input, you
Mhm.
need to send that to the function.
Okay,
But
okay,
you need to define the function first with three parameters,
yes.
right?
Mhm.
And the parameters are whatever.
Yeah, the principal and the interest and the time, those three things needed, yeah.
Okay.
Then define
Is everybody moving along? It's quiet here. Okay,
So we have to first enter, means get the input. For the principal amount, rate and hour.
yep, call the function, pass those three input values,
Mm-hmm.
count the amount. To the, so you need to get the input, pass those values to the function. And function should calculate and return the amount. Anybody close to being done?
How to pass parameters to the functions.
So it's the same approach, right? So you got three variables from three input user inputs, and you just need to send it in. Instead of hard coding the value, you send those variables.
Okay, but inside the function, those value will be coming like that or?
Yeah, it will come. So function you define first, whatever calculation.
First we have to define the function.
Yes, you have to define the function at the
Yes.
top.
Then
Mhm.
And they get the input from the user because that's outside the function, that logic. Because that can be called anywhere, right?
Ask for the value then. Okay. Then the formula.
If you look at here, we have to have a function first.
Yeah.
Find the function at the top, and then you can write your program to call this function. Here, instead of calling function directly, you need to get the input from the users.
Users, yeah. So you have to do put, please enter.
You need to add those logic here.
Yeah.
Add logic to get input, three values from user. So whatever you do, I mean, chop gets, right? stdin dot gets.
yeah, means
Yeah.
assigning P
So-
equals
Yeah, the dot gets, yeah. To ask for the values. right?
price,
Right, dash DI and
Dot
gets.
gets. and you convert it to the integer or whatever you
Right,
need, float or something, right?
Yeah,
You need to do that. Second will be
like that,
rate, and third
Yeah.
would be time.
yeah.
Yeah.
then-
Yeah,
And then you pass it here. Instead of hard coding the value, you send the price,
it is
rate,
price or
whatever
the principal amount, right?
No, you need to send in, right? So
Yeah.
you price you get, then you get rate equal
Yeah,
STDIN,
rate, yeah, rate, then the time.
and your function, you can pass the values, price, rate, and time. Now your function,
Mm.
you need to define whatever parameter you define, X, Y, Z.
X, Y, yeah,
Price, the value, and says you can give the same name here, doesn't matter.
yeah. P, I, and T.
Right? You can do
Yeah.
PIT, right?
Mhm.
That's it, and then you update the logic here. You
Then the
calculate
logic there. Amount pay equal to plus SI.
So you calculate SI and whatever that one is, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
calculated SI is the P times I times T, then divided by 100.
Hmm.
Yeah, multiply those three, then divide 100. Yeah.
SI,
Hmm.
So that is SI, then do P plus SI will be the amount you going to pay.
so amount is equal P plus SI,
P plus SI, yeah.
return amount.
Yeah.
Yep,
Oh, that will be written amount. Oh,
you need to
you,
pay the amount, right?
I did mistake over there. Okay,
So here, if I remove this,
yes.
so I have 3, let me convert to the float.
No.
Hassan, you have to do float.
You have to.
Well, you can do integer or float, whatever, otherwise,
Because rate.
I did integer, but I
yeah,
can do it.
integer will be fine. Yep, integer will be fine.
Okay,
But here I'm just defining float. Yeah, as long as it's a number, it's good, you will be good with the calculation.
okay.
Otherwise, you will see. Okay, so here, whatever calc amount,
Amount.
right?
Calculate pay amount, yeah, calculate amount.
Or you can just simply say puts
Oops.
calculate amount. So it will automatically print it whatever the output is.
Output is.
If I run this. Price is 100, rate is 3% for 3, and time is 3 years.
Yeah.
109 you get. Right, so it's a 9, you are paying 109 after 3 years.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hassan, we don't have to put parentheses between where we write SI equal to P multiplied I multiplied T. We don't need a parenthesis over there on the
well, this
top.
is a multiplication, right? So it's gonna multiply anyway, doesn't matter.
Okay, okay,
It will
okay.
divide by 20, but if it's a plus, yes, you need to put the,
Yes, yeah,
if it's a plus value,
parenthesis.
yeah, you need to put the parentheses.
Okay.
Because it needs to do the plus first and then order of
Then
precedence.
yeah.
Yeah, good practice to have parentheses, yep.
But in multiplication doesn't matter if you put it, don't put it, doesn't matter. So return the amount. Okay.
So if you are done with this, then move on to the next one. Next one,
Yeah.
make sure you write down the logic first.
So in this, what wrong I did return SI. So now I understand. We don't have to do that. We just have to do return the amount. That's it. We don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, yep.
Okay. Okay. Now that mechanism. Now this week I'll practice on function more so that I'll be faster.
That's the whole point. Yep, more practice.
Yeah, yeah.
I think next one will take some time. So let's see. Let's see if you guys come up with logic first.
So for this question, the one we already, I have a, like, can you just guide us, like, how to think that which one should be written? The definition we are asking, that one should be in written, like here we are doing calculating amount. So return should be the return amount. Am I right? The way I'm saying, I don't know.
No, it's again, you have to look at what is the requirement, right?
Okay, okay.
So if you look at the requirement,
No, no, this one.
oh,
SI.
up here.
It's in the chat. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
time to calculate and print the amount,
Amount equal to people.
the user will have to pay. So
Uh-huh.
you can just print it directly from their function.
Uh-huh.
So if it just says, right, so I can just print it here, puts amount, and it is fine. You don't have to put it here, but you need to call the function at that point.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Without calling the function, you cannot do. So again, how you implement the logic is up to you.
Okay.
But generally, you don't put any print command in the function. So you put it always.
Always at the bottom, it's a good, like the logically, it's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise, function needs to do calculation. So you just put calculation logic and that's it.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay. Thank you, Hassan.
All right. So let's talk about this one.
Okay, question number 7.
Question number 7.
For a given range of the end user asks 2 number that became range. Okay. So ask for 2 numbers.
Well, let's talk about it for a minute, okay? To see what needs to be done here. I
Mhm.
want to make sure you guys understand the problem.
Print all the even and odd numbers. Oh, okay. So like you have to, the 2 numbers means it should be the range, like from 1 to 10. So 2 number will be 1 and second number will be 10. It's like that.
So, yeah, so the user, right? You are asking user for 2 numbers,
Give the input.
Mhm.
right? So let's say first number is 2, second number is 10. So
Mhm.
you need to find all the even and odd numbers between those two, between 2 and 10. So you need to print even number and odd number.
Mhm.
So how would you do that? What logic would you implement?
N plus 1. Even number N plus
You
1.
need to find out that it's a even number. So for that, you have to divide
How do you know it's a even number or odd number?
the numbers between to those numbers. Okay.
Not skip. I mean, how can you tell any number is a even number or odd number?
You
Not
can-
looking at a programming logic, just in general mathematical
Yeah,
terms.
let,
You can
Divide
divide.
Divided by 2.
Divided. Yeah.
You divide by 2, and you get a result of 0,
Mhm.
or even number.
Even.
Otherwise, it's a odd number,
or, yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So you need to apply the same logic in the program, but you need to equal to the number range.
The number range. Okay.
For that, you can use a for loop or while loop or whatever you want to do it.
Uh-huh.
But I think if you use for, that would be easier because you are given two numbers
Mhm.
and you have to check for, put some if logic in the for loop while you are iterating through.
Or while loop.
So how do you check the remainder? So again, now you need to get into a habit. of Googling.
Mhm.
How can you find out?
Remainder Ruby programming, okay.
So this is a remainder function in Ruby returns remainder when the two numbers are divided.
Mhm. Mhm.
The number one dot remainder number two.
Hmm.
Okay, so and I don't want you to look at the function, all right? But just
Mhm.
take a look at the remainder. How can you do the remainder? Here. It is a simpler logic here.
No, it's not there.
If logic, we cannot apply if x divided by y.
Okay, here is the syntax, right?
Oh,
For this
yeah.
one, dot remainder two.
One,
Okay, so int two is divisor. Okay, so int one would be what are your number? Divisor will
Integer
always,
one.
right? And the return value is the remainder after dividing int one and int two.
Uh-huh.
So the
Good
this
job.
function value, you need to check to see if it's 0 or 1.
0 or 1.
It means already
Yeah, it's a built-in function. Right? So you need to use that function and basically, so I'm gonna put this in the chat window. If you want to look at that code example here. Right? So you can take a look at it and use it. Okay?
Integer 1, remainder multiply, remainder 1.
Right? If I put it 11. Will be 1. Okay? So it needs to be 0. Right? So this is the way you can check it.
Mhm.
But again, you need to put some conditional logic, right? And know what to it.
Let's see.
So it's saying true, false, how I will print even and odd.
So for each number, just say number is odd or even. So you need to put odd number and even number. So when
No,
you are
I
looping
gave-
through,
I gave two range,
yeah,
then while printing is printing just true, false.
no, you need to put this number is odd or this number is even, something like that.
Not put something, right?
Puts
The number.
puts the number and say add the verbiage as well, odd number plus the number,
Odd number and then the
number, actual number,
Hmm.
then even number and the
Inside
number.
that,
Yeah, you can do however you want, right? Convert to the string number and just add it to the string, right?
should I have to leave 15 minutes early today?
Yeah, that's fine. You can leave if you want. Yeah,
Yeah, in 15
12:45.
minutes.
Yeah, should be okay. I think we'll wrap up, yeah, soon.
So what would be the?
Homework,
next?
yeah, let me talk about homework. So there are two more exercise. Okay, so this is a straightforward, right? Write a simple function that greets a person by name. It should receive a name and return a string. This is very straightforward if you want to do it.
Okay.
But this is the one I like you guys to focus. So you take the input from user. And basically calculate factorial. Do you guys know what the factorial is?
Factorial. Oh,
Okay, so if you take 5, 1 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 4
Yeah.
multiplied.
up to 1.
So that's the one, plus I will send you a couple of more. Okay, so you will have 3 problems to solve at home.
And if we have questions, how do we
Just email me and see if you have any question, but yeah.
Okay.
Yep, and we'll review that on Thursday. The homework we'll review on Thursday.
Which Thursday, Harshal? Which Thursday?
Thursday afternoon.
Okay, that is. Okay.
Means this coming one or the after the break?
After the break.
Okay.
After the break.
Yep. I'll send you these items in all 3 problems in the email
The
so that you
email,
have it. But you need to
Okay.
finish this one as well, okay? Or an even number.
Yes.
And also we need the recording also.
Yes, I'll put it out. Yesterday's recording, I already put it out. I don't think I
Yeah,
sent you
you
guys.
put,
I
right.
haven't sent you. So I'll send you today, both.
It's good to refer.
Yeah, definitely. You will have the
Yesterday,
recording.
I had first time, like I just sat and went through the material. I didn't get time for the whole time.
Right.
To get through the material.
Yep.
So
Now you
as we
you should be able to catch up. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
As you go through it, it's better. But I'm far behind.
Yep. But we haven't gone through much automation yet. This is still the basics.
These are the basics.
Yeah, this is the basics. You will need it for the automation. So next session, we'll actually dive into the step definition. Then we'll come back to the Ruby for one more object-oriented programming, and then we'll focus on other things.
2 more weekends then. We need practice, yeah.
So anybody completed this one? Still struggling?
Uh, How to show it's in or
What?
we took.
Or just put whatever condition you have, right? You have if condition.
If-
Yeah, then just print out the number with saying this is the even number or odd number. There is nothing else to it.
Yeah,
Oh.
but just printing the binary is like false.
Yeah,
true.
No, you are so
Exact is like if first I define the loop like for I in I dot dot z.
okay. So
So the
binary value, so 0 or 1,
No,
right?
is saying true or false.
Okay, true or false, then I think that's what is printing. That reminder function is returning true or false.
so
Probably.
we can do the 0.
You have the 0, right? That's
Yeah,
what I
but-
thought.
Yeah, I did the zero.
Yeah, so this value should be 0 or 1.
Yeah, so you said we need to use the condition, right?
Yeah, so
Or-
if
That's what,
if p dot reminder
um,
and you compare with the 0,
right.
Yeah.
then this is a even number. Right? Then you put, hey, number is even, whatever the p is.
We don't have to mention like odd, oh, sorry, even or like that, but for the like two dimension that we have to say. Define it as even number.
Right? So this is a simple one, right? So I'm just running it, see if it shows me right result. It's a even number. If I change it to 11, it shouldn't print anything. Or I can just say, else puts odd number.
No, but you said the range, right?
No, that logic you have to put it. I'm just showing you how you can check it, right?
Range, you need to do it. Range. I say-
That's a different logic. That's a logic within logic, right?
Yeah.
Hey, it's a, I'm just giving you how do you check even or odd number. That's all. You need to have other logic for whatever looping that you do. And within that, you can push this number. So do you have function? Or you are just, so you need to,
I'll check the syntax for those. Loop. But then I.
oh, the for loop, okay. all
There
right.
is some
Okay.
syntax error.
Alright.
That I will do.
Yep. Okay. So I think, so if you guys wanna continue working this at home, I mean, you can finish that at home. We can wrap up in 5 minutes. Yep. And so this one plus 3 more exercise you need to complete.